I am now live. I did ask the children what they can contribute and how quiet can they be. I guess that was Rig's response to that. Welcome to Tuesday's live chat. We are wrapping up, maybe continuing our summer of superpowers, and today is leader of the pack. So for you, hello, magical friend. It was kind of a weird beginning, right? Because as soon as it goes live, the dog starts barking. How does it get even better than that? Okay, and for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Andy, and I play in Dr. Andy's world. And in this world, we do things a little different. And I invite all my different pet parents to join me in questioning and looking at the energy and seeing what else we can create with our animals. Keisha says hi, Sarah says hi, I can see it. And if you don't mind letting me know how Be Live is doing out there. I've been struggling with bad martial arts movies, and I'm hoping I am mostly matching my lips today. So how does it get even better than that? So leader of the pack. Okay. So are you being the leader of the pack? And what do you think that means? And what could it actually be? So we're going to take a real quick look at that today. And this is probably just the start of this conversation. I actually got an email from a fellow facilitator in Access Consciousness, and she's doing a leadership Facebook Live in September sometime. But one of the Be Live is doing well. Thank you, Keisha. Woohoo! Thank you for letting me a little dub. Okay, Sarah says I'm a little dub, so it gives me some character. So I'm going to be very characteristic today. Okay, anywho. She was talking about leadership and being in your knowing. And I'm like, I talk about that with our animals. Like, what do you know that you know about your animals? Like, right? And what if that, when you stand and you be in your knowing, you are being a leader. You are being a leader of that pack. And what if we're going to extrapolate it out? That pack includes your children, your husband, your girlfriends, your family, your coworkers. Are you being the leader of your pack in its entirety? Right? Not just maybe the 3 or 4 dogs you have or the 1 dog you have. What if we take that even bigger? And what if being a leader is going where you are going, even if you're going it alone? What if it's not getting it right or always being right? What if it's not having all the answers? What if it's not being perfect? But what if is in your knowing you are going? And if anybody else wants to go with you, great. Not follow you, with you. So a leader of the pack, what if that is so different than what this reality calls leadership? You want to be a leader. How many of you have decided that you had to always have it right? You always had to have all the answers. Hi, Neely. Thank you for joining us. You had to have all the answers, and you had to have all the right answers, and you had to convince people to follow you. And you were only a leader if people were following you. And yet, what if it's actually very, very different from that? The energy, right? We love the energy here in Dr. Andy's world. We love it, we love it, we love it. And how and where does it contribute? And how does it contribute? And what can it contribute to changing whatever you'd like to change? And what is it? What is the energy holding in place that you would also like to change? So what is the energy of being a leader of the pack? What if it truly is? And this is also something you have to check out for yourself, right? You have to be in your knowing. Does this match what you and how you would like to be a leader in your own life? How you would like to be the leader of your pack? And what if that leader is standing in their knowing, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it takes, and they are going? They are going wherever they are going, if anyone goes with them or not. And how uncomfortable is that? How much in this reality do we not choose anything unless someone goes with us, right? How many of us don't even go to the movies by ourselves? Well, when movie theaters were open. How many of us don't go eat by ourselves? Because how much of it doesn't even seem quote unquote real if somebody is not there with you to verify it. So now I'm talking about creating your life, creating a different reality, going where no one else has gone before, and you might have to do it by yourself if you are truly being in your knowing and being that leader of the pack. That, my friends, just might be way uncomfortable. So how many people choose it? Not many. Not many are willing to go on that journey. And oh yeah, I get it. How much easier, and oh, we'll get to talk about poop piles. I'm so excited when poop piles show up. How many of us are more comfortable with the known, the regular, the same old poop piles? Right? And if you want to create something else, you want to go where no one else has gone, you want to be a leader for yourself. You want to be the leader of the pack of just you. Hey, let's just, what if that's what it is? Because as you're in your knowing, you know something else is greater. You can create something else. You have to leave the old poop piles behind and step out of the shit into something you don't know. And you're going to have to do it. If you choose to take on this journey, if you choose to take on this adventure, you're going to do it by yourself. And what if that's truly being a leader? What if that is knowing what you know when you know it about everything, including your animals, including yourself, including your children, including your relationships that you would like to create with people? And how many of you just went to, that seems like a lot of work? And again, what if it's actually the opposite? What if holding all the regular known poop piles in place and maintaining the relationships you have is actually the energy drain? How much energy does it require to maintain everything you have in place that you don't even want to have in place? What if that's the exhaustion? Keisha's like, haha, going beyond the poop piles. We talk about poop piles a lot. It's a great analogy of, we know some of these relationships are pretty stinky that we have going on, but we've had them for so long that we just chuck in the same amount of energy to maintain them. We know some of the stuff we choose with our animals is a little stinky, like handing over how to take care of them to somebody else, and it's kind of stinky, but we do it because, well, that's what we've always done. And how many of us are afraid, and what if fear is not real? That's a different conversation, but how many of us are afraid to step out of the known poop and the known poop piles into something else? And I say something else because, oh yeah, it hasn't been created yet. What if being the leader of your pack is creating something that's never been seen or done or been on this planet and beyond this reality before? Again, who's going to choose that with me? And do I choose it every day? No. Has it taken many steps in the regular poop piles and many years of examining my poop to get to here? Yep. And am I always in my knowing? Nope. But do I now know when I go, oh, I just stepped backwards into that poop again? Or heck, that was a hell of a day. I smacked face first into that old poop pile. And what if that's also part of the journey? Is then becoming aware of when you are choosing to not be that leader of the pack that day, that hour, that minute, those 10 seconds. And acknowledging it. Oh, just got a big face full of poop. Awesome. What's it going to take to choose beyond it next time? But how many people never even acknowledge when they're continually playing with the same poop? They just continually play in that pile because that's where they've always played. And part of the journey, including embracing the unpredictability, thank you, Keisha, is acknowledging when you choose to play in the old poop pile. Look at me, did that again. How cool is that? And what if you don't go into judgment of it? How cool is that? Okay, next. What can I choose next? What can I choose different? And what if the journey is being the leader of your pack? And what if that pack is way beyond just the animals that live in your home? What if that is being the leader of in your life and in your living? And what if you just choose it a little bit every single day? Doesn't have to be a giant leap. It can be. You can. No, that would be awesome. And what if you just choose a little bit every single day? And what if things start to change? And other people use the words like changing your mindset. What if you, I don't know, added in more movement for your body? What if that changes what poop piles you sit in? Like, what does it look like for you? And what if just sitting down and quote unquote examining the poop is a step into your knowing, into your leader, being the leader of the pack, of your pack? And what if you are now? And what if it's just the willingness? What if we just get to the willingness to do something different, to go somewhere we've never gone before, if someone goes with you or not? And I'm speaking a little bigger than I know I brought up bringing somebody to the movies, but what if we were talking more on an energetic plane of things? Like, what if we're talking about, I'm blanking on the example, but yes, what if you started with going to the movies by yourself when they reopen? But what if that's your first step? Who's with me? Who and what energy, what energy is required of you to be the leader of your pack? And what energy are your animals asking you to be that would create something different for everyone involved? What if it's an energy you need to be? Some doing, but a lot of being. What energy is required of you? One of my favorite questions from the animals, what energy do they require you to be that if you would be it would change everything? One of my absolute favorites. You're having just a poo pile day. What energy is required of me here that if I would be it would change everything? I like to throw in the animals. Gets a little extra oomph, right? What energy are your animals asking you to be that if you would be it would change everything? And then you take a breath. Don't try to figure it out. And see what shows up. For a lot of people, I think that's the hardest part. The hardest part is the deep breath and seeing what shows up. Because we have been so entrained to know the answer, or it could look like this, or it should look like this. But what if it'll look different than you ever imagined? But you have to take that breath. I add the breath in. You could take it or leave it on that and just see what shows up. So what if that leadership, that leader of the packness, is you being in your knowing and going where you would like to go, if anyone goes with you or not? So we went from last week was, I dubbed it the simplest superpower, to probably the biggest, if we're going to label it the biggest superpower, right? And the gamut in between, which is my point of view, my opinion, the journey of consciousness. So as always, I invite you to go with me. You can choose it or not, but this is where I love to play. And there are lots of things coming up in Dr. Andy's world that I want to invite you to. If anyone has any other questions or anything, I'm getting some of the chat. Hi, Kim. I didn't see you earlier. Thank you for being here. Love you, my magical friend. Okay, so I'm here every Tuesday on Dr. Andy Harper page on Facebook, live chat. We're doing Summer of Superpowers. I have an inkling that the superpowers will show back up. We're going to have some different topics. But if you want the reminders, because life is busy and you forget that at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays I'm here, if you pop remind into the comments below, Spotbot, the cutest little Spotbot ever, mind you, with his superpower mask and cape, will remind you when I go live. Okay, cool. And Dr. Andy's World is back live on Friday. Season 3 on Inspired Choices Network, Friday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Season 3, I'm back. We are back live. It's a live podcast. If you can catch it live, there is a chat room you can get in. You can type in comments, questions. You can interact with my producer, Keisha, and I. It's so much fun. You can actually call in, but most of y'all are too chicken for that. And this Friday, yes, I called you chickens. And this Friday, it is Welcome Forward. And we're just going to essentially kick off season 3. The target is to have a lot more guests, a lot more new fun information out there in the animal world. We always tip over into the people world too. It's called Dr. Andy's World for a reason. And there's a lot of animals in there, but there's also people. And what world would you like to create for yourself? Okay. And today, I should have led with this. This is where I should have started off. Today, the Magical Monthly Membership is open. So we, in the beginning here, are creating and gathering all kinds of calls, Animal Magique sessions. There's going to be monthly calls, all kinds of stuff into this membership that you would have access to whenever you wanted to. You will get everything in the past and everything forward at a founding member price of $47. So if you go to drandysworld.com /magical membership. Grab it today. I'm not sure how long that price will stay there. Okay. And we will keep you updated. He's just like, woohoo, magical monthly membership. The triple M, baby. So with everything you're already doing with the animals, this is the magic on top. This is the magic you can insert in all the other regular stuff you are already rocking and rolling with your animals. And how much fun can we have building that out? So if it's a yes at all in your universe, I would grab it at this price because it's going to be going up, especially with the more and more stuff we put into it. And you can check out all the things that are listed there if you head over to drandysworld.com /magical membership. In September 10th, only a couple more things. I hope I'm not boring y'all. September 10th, this whole summer, culminating is the word I wanted, mastering your superpowers. It's free, you just have to register. So again, head over to the website, drandysworld.com /masterclass register, and you'll get an email with the Zoom link. And we are going to take all of these superpowers and we are going to supercharge them. So you can play with them, use them, insert them places that you want to change, and I will give you your own personal magic wand to do that. So free September 10th. I think it's 6 or 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I don't remember what I did there. It's at the website, drandysworld.com /masterclass. It's free. You just have to register. And last but not least, if you are still awake and still listening, Season 3, we also gave Spotbot another job. He is going to be reminding you when I go live with Dr. Andy's World podcast. So in the comments below, if you want those reminders, you write podcast, and Spotbot will remind you when I go live on Inspired Choices Network for the podcast. And it's always a podcast, so you can always catch it later. So don't worry about it. We got you covered, coming and going, and it's been a really fun and challenging ride on this end of things. Learning the technology, introducing Spotbot to you all, creating the lives, creating the radio show. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of stuff you can start playing with right away. And I invite you to play with me as much or as little as works for you and for your animals. You might want to ask that. They might have a point of view too. All right. Thank you, Keisha. She put the membership link in the comments, so you can check that out. I think that's all I got. Unless we want to go back to leadership. Anybody have any other comments, questions, anything on that? There's some great questions in this, so if you have a chance, go back and re-listen. One of my faves all the time is what energy are your animals asking you to be that you would be it, that if you choose to be it, would change everything. And how much fun can you have with that? And are you being, or are you willing to be the leader of your pack? And what does that look like for you? Because the leader is out there by themselves. Maybe, maybe not. But are you willing to be that leader if anybody is with you or not? And here, I'll give you a little hint. Your animals will always be with you. They are your greatest cheerleaders. So keep that in mind. What if you are actually never alone? And being the leader of the pack is going with your animals. That just kind of came in there at the last little second. So what if you are never alone? And now, what can you create? All right, my magical friend, thank you so much for being with me today. I will be back next Tuesday, another live 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Dr. Andy Harper Facebook page. Until then, or until we meet again, how much fun can you have with your animals? Bye-bye.